Okay, everybody. So what are we going to talk about in this video? Well, in this video, I would like to make a case why it makes sense to immigrate to Germany at this moment, 2025 or, 2026. Why I would make a case, this is the time that you should come to Germany as an immigrant. All right, so let me get started. And mind you, I have to give you a little background before I start. So my name's Darsin. Yeah, I talk everything about leadership, career, finances. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you might want to. And yeah, with that, so let me get started. Yeah, so my name's Darsin, and I come originally from India. Like most Indian males, I studied computer science and engineering. Yeah, I was working in an IT job, and then came the question that yeah, I want to immigrate to another country. Now, why would you as an Indian want to immigrate? Well, being an Indian, you obviously know why. You have good reasons for that. But for my audience and yeah, who are not from India, I would like to tell you why exactly do Indians want to move abroad. So yeah, there are many reasons to that, but primarily um, we want more money, more security. Yeah, physical security, emotional security, financial security, cleanliness, a higher standard of living, more work-life balance. These are some reasons why Indians want to move abroad. And also for more or better opportunities, right? Because a lot of companies do not have their headquarters in India. They have it in other parts of the world, and in order to rise that corporate ladder, you might want to, or you might have to, eventually immigrate to another country. So these are some reasons why Indians immigrate abroad. Now, Indians, where do they migrate? So India was you know it was colonized by the Britishers, by the British people, Britishers, I don't know. And that is why a lot of Indians, they speak English very well. So that's the history, and that is why Indians, a lot of the educated class of Indians, they want to immigrate to an English speaking country, or rather that was the norm. Yeah, so where did Indians immigrate to? Primarily, they immigrated to the United States of America because that is where the technology boom happened in the early 2000s. Yeah. And a lot of Indians immigrated to India because the people in the US, they sort of considered the Indians to be skilled in what they do because, yeah, they understood technology, having that educational background, the language skills, and we had they saw that as a cheap pool of talent which they could bring to the United States and make them work for a lower cost and easier integration. So that is why Indians immigrated to the United States of America, and because of historical reasons, a lot of Indians immigrated to the United Kingdom, obviously. And then, a lot of things started happening in the world. A lot of people, let's say, were unwelcoming of the Indians. They thought of them as a threat because they did not want to work hard, nor did they want to learn IT. And yeah, they did not want to start at a lower salary because they just thought that they deserve more, which I too think I deserve more, but yeah, in life you have to be realistic, right? You might have to start somewhere and then you prove yourself, and you sort of climb the corporate ladder. But anyway, this is not a political video. So yeah, so a lot of backlash or sentiments, negative sentiments started growing against Indians, or Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, that subcontinent, and also towards the Asian people. Yeah, Southeast Asian people, all the hardworking people. For example, the Chinese people, everywhere from Vietnam, Philippines, all those people, all the people who study tech, who actually understand that it is more important to learn a skill, yeah, to basically compete in a field where it is fair, and it all depends on how much hard work you can do, what exactly you bring to the table. Can you do the work? Can you do math? Can you do complicated stuff? So this is where a lot of people, that is how the South Asian people think. So yeah, a lot of negative sentiments started growing against Indians in the United States, as a result of which businesses, they thought of bringing people into Canada rather than the United States of America. So a lot of big tech, they started opening offices in Canada, and yeah, a lot of Indians then started to immigrate to Canada because we have a large population, right? We like to have a lot of children, and yeah, we just like people, you can say. So so a lot of Indians started moving to Canada, and again, the Canadians started to feel threat, but again, not as much as the United States, and in fact, a lot of Indians still have Canada as one of their as one of the countries they would like to immigrate to. So Canada was one of the countries. Then we have Australia, but then Australia is not that popular because it doesn't really have a lot of name brand technology companies, and it is also, let's say, very isolated. It's an island, down there. So yeah, but again, like I said, Canada, Australia, United States of America, and the United Kingdom were the topmost choices of Indians to migrate to. But then, the market got saturated. A lot of Indians, they were not finding good responses in these countries. Let's say they didn't really get the American dream, and whatever the equivalence of that is in Toronto. I don't know the Canadian dream, if people really dream there. But yeah, that was that. But then what happened was, again, these market got saturated, and in fact, Indians, the competitive nature that they have, they started to compete between themselves. So let's say an IT professional in the United States who was probably earning $100,000 for a job, this new immigrant Indian who came to the United States, in order to be more lucrative to the employers, he would sell himself or his services, and offer to do the job for, let's say, $70,000. And corporations are, yeah, they just want business, so they would rather hire these new ones rather than the old ones. So then there became this lobby of, a lot of people who just did not want new immigrants to come in. So, excuse me. And then you have a lot of, so yeah, long story short and fast forward, the H1B visas, green cards, and a lot of those things became something that was very difficult to get. For example, there's like a 25-year waiting period for Indians um, in order to become naturalized citizens of the United States of America. So yeah, so then obviously those locations are not that lucrative for Indians anymore. So then they started looking at Europe, right? Continental Europe. So countries like France, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, and Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, yeah, Austria, these countries. Yeah. Now, there's a language barrier, obviously, in all of these countries, and for good. They want to hire the local white people here, right? And but you cannot really go out in public and say that. So they came up with a strategy that for this job, let's make a criteria that you need to be near native, whatever French fluency. You need to have like near native, yeah, I don't know, thing, something fluency. So yeah, certifications will not help you because it doesn't serve their purpose, right? So you need to have near native fluency, whatever that means. Yeah, whoever will judge that. All right. So, but then obviously Indians, a lot of them, they are highly skilled in technology, right? They understand technology, like unlike the local people here who do not want to work hard. Yeah, they take up subjects like, for example, thing BWL. That's like a subject here in Germany. I don't know what that stands for. So basically, if you don't know what you want to do with your life, you study BWL. It's like, commerce something, right? It's just a certificate that you can put on the background to impress your relatives. Yeah. So yeah, but Indians obviously, they still study technology. They actually do the boring hard work. They sit down and do the math. uh, they study. I'm not saying, yeah, that the other people, they don't do that. They certainly do. They have a lot of IQ. A lot of scientists were, thing are in fact still uh, from other communities, but I'm talking about the market trend from my lens, right? How I see it. um, so yeah, Indians started coming to Germany and France. um, and these population the countries, the other companies, the corporations, they made a case to retain talents here. So they started granting them visas and residency here in continental Europe. And they sort of brought down the language barrier, because obviously with computers, you don't really need to talk in German, right? You need to write programming in English. That's how it's done. You might not like that, but yeah, programming around the world, coding, technology happens in English. It doesn't happen in thing Arabic. It doesn't happen in Hebrew. It doesn't happen in German. Unless obviously you use SAP. Do you still use that? Well, that's not the point of this video. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that is why and how a lot of Indians started, and they are in fact still coming to Germany and France and Netherlands. So yeah, the point of this video was I wanted to make a case of why Germany is a lucrative market right now for Indians. So Germany, there are a lot of old people, right? Really old people who can't work, but they want money, right? They like money because they need I mean, let's be fair. They paid pension throughout their lives. They put in blood and sweat, expecting that they would be taken care of by the system towards the end of their life. But then the young people, yeah, but then, they did not reproduce, right? They did not have children. So the population started going down and down and down. So then, obviously, yeah, in order to replace the native population, the government started schemes to bring in immigrants, and then they bought a bunch of, uh, refugees and asylum seekers, and you name it, They brought all kinds of people, but they did not bring in skilled, talented, hardworking people who would actually, contribute to the corporate structure. But now companies have understood that, and that is why they are offering, a ticket to Indians, to Pakistanis, to Bangladeshis, to Chinese people. But Chinese people are not interested in coming to Europe anymore because, uh, I mean, China is giving it to them. So anyway, so yeah, a lot of Indians are coming here to Germany. They spend 5 years here learning the language, doing whatever they've been told to. uh, they are hardworking people, right? They are honest and fruitful people. They get the citizenship, and yeah, they live a good life, a decent, dignified life. So that is why I think Germany makes sense, because it doesn't matter if you're, whatever your skin color is as of now, but the legal system of Germany is still fair. It brings in talent. If you have, the talent, they will not distinguish between you know a white guy or a brown guy when they hire. In technology, I'm talking about technology, right? That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, They will give you, they will sponsor your visa, they will help you. So that is why Germany makes sense now. I don't know how the situation will be later on, but I'm optimistic. Yeah, I'm an optimistic person because yeah, politics doesn't create um, AI. Yeah, coding does, technology does, and unless and until you stop teaching, like I don't know, or rather incentivize more people to study technology rather than I don't know, women's studies and transgender studies. Taking these transgender study majors into informatic. I don't think you will have more a pool of more IT people who can contribute anything in IT. I don't know if transgender studies can produce more yeah something in technology, but yeah, that's anything. I'm just sharing the facts here. So yeah, come to Germany, get your visa, start your life, get that passport, and then the world is your oyster, man. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. If you don't, you can move to the Netherlands. I mean, you can still go to Netherlands first, but if why I wanted to make a case for Germany, because I love this country. I'm a naturalized German citizen. So why Germany? Germans, yeah, very dignified, honest, hardworking people. Yeah, a lot of them are very intelligent. A few of them are like extremely stupid, but yeah, a lot of them are hardworking and very intelligent people. A lot of scientists, a lot of investment in technology, facts, great companies. Yeah, automotive industry, they are leaders, man. They were the leaders at least until this point. So yeah, come to Germany. Come to Germany. You'll get a good salary. You'll have a decent life. Weather is fine for the most part. Housing is not an issue. Um, People are straightforward, direct. They don't sweet talk and over promise and under deliver. No, not like that. I haven't observed that, so that's some good things that you as a good hardworking people might find here to come to. uh, Still there are opportunities. Yeah, a lot of people might complain, oh, opportunities are gone and this and that, but if you are good at what you do, if you have something in technology, have good background, you're actually skilled, you're more than welcome to come to this country and make a career. Education is at the university level. You'll have premium quality education. I've studied here, and the standards are like, you gotta know your stuff or you're gonna fail. So yeah, universities are subsidized, unlike capitalist countries like the United States of America or the UK, where they just want to leech everything that you have. Yeah, as a parent, they just want that gold. Yeah, and they just it's like a pipeline. You're the customer. They want new students to come in, and that is why they just push your back and get the new slot. But that's not the case in Germany, right? Master studies is advertised as being of 4 semesters, so 3 semesters of coursework and a semester of master thesis. But it is so difficult that a lot of students, they take up more time. It's normal to take 3 years or 6 semesters to complete your coursework and things like that here in Germany, because the standards are pretty high. They don't want to decrease their standards just to pander to the rich people. So that's one good thing I like about Germany. If you like to reproduce, your children will get like Kindergeld. That's like child money. I don't know if that's a good translation. Yeah, you'll get Kindergeld. That will help you support your family, and yeah. And then if you're married, you get like tax benefits and things like that. So it's a good country, right? It's a good country. Crazy people are everywhere, but in general, I had a positive experience. And in case, you know, I mean, German is somewhat like English, right? I could say that, but it's again different. If you like learning languages, you learn language, you put the effort. The German people, they will really appreciate that, right? But in case you've had a bad experience, here, I'm sorry if you had had racism here in Germany, then if you are considering moving somewhere else in Europe, you might want to then look at Netherlands. But I think Germany will be a good entry point, right? Because you can get your education for free, you can gain some work experience here, and then move to Amsterdam. Because again, there's like the cost of living is higher. I guess there's like a housing crisis, as they say in Amsterdam. You can move to Dublin, Ireland, very popular among a lot of expats, English-speaking expats, if that is what you're looking for. But again, there's a housing crisis. If again you have like a German citizenship, which makes you a EU citizen, you will not need papers. You will not need a special visa sponsorship to move to Ireland. So yeah, you'll have that competitive advantage. So come to Germany. A lot of people want to go and are going to the Middle East these days. Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar. Because apparently they've got that oil money. They dig oil. They got that money, and they just want to give out freebies, no tax. I mean, you could do that, but again, let's be honest. There's this thing called marketing, where everything's all hyped. Yeah, these crazy neon lights, high buildings, but Middle East is not yet at par with industrialized economies like Germany, France, United States. I mean, UK. It's still not there. Yeah, and then obviously you will never become a citizen. Yeah, they are freaking racist people. They will never make you a citizen, a Dubai citizen. They will never consider you that, even though both of you look the same. But yeah, I mean, I'm Muslim. Yeah, I'm a practicing Muslim, but yeah, these countries, unfortunately, they're not Islamic. Yeah, that's my personal view. Yeah. Anyway, let's not get into politics, like I said. So Middle East, if you want the money, but you want to be kicked out at the end of your when you're retired back to where you come from, then Middle East is pretty lucrative. If you don't want to be kicked out, you might want to consider a place where you get the residency, where you become a naturalized citizens. So yeah, Germany, I think, is pretty good. They look at people as people, a lot of respect. So yeah, I think I've pretty much given you a first overview of my experience here in Germany, why I chose to come to Germany, and why I think it was the best decision. Yeah, I was at your spot, but I think Germany really helped me, yeah, in my career and, excuse me, in achieving my financial goals. So yeah, do let me know how you think. Where do you want to immigrate, and what your questions are. This was just like an opening video to bring in ideas, yeah, to bring in people with their honest opinions, to start a conversation, because um, I do not basically sugarcoat things. I put it out there as it is. So if you do like these kinds of open conversations, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel, supporting my channel, and yeah, do feel free to comment and ask questions. Yeah, on YouTube, I do look at the comments, read them, and I will reply, and I will come up with a video response if that is required. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I hope you have an amazing day. Yeah, an amazing weekend, and you achieve everything that you wished in your life, whatever your dream might be. So yeah, with that, I'm signing off. Thank you. Bye bye.